So coming into the 2019-20 season, Sheffield United will need to be prepared, okay? They've not been in the Premier League for so long now, and if we don't get the transfers right, we will be down in the Championship again this time in a year's time. So this is just going to be my, not a roundup, but I suppose review on the transfers so far, what I think that we need before the transfer window ends in 2 weeks and a half time. So I am a Sheffield United fan. I've followed us for a while, and I've seen us in League One and the Championship, and obviously this is going to be the first time I properly watched it in the Premier League because, in case you can't guess, I'm not very old. I'm 17 in a week, so if you guys want to wish me a happy birthday then, that would be amazing. But yeah, we've signed I think it's five players so far in the transfer window. I'll be going through them signings briefly. I'll be showing you guys the squad depth table that I've made, and also where I think that we need to improve, and a couple of signs I think that we should make. So yeah, let's get right into it. So I'll go from back to front position. Well, so signed Jagielka at centre back, 37 years old. I can't see him being a starter for us. I can only see him being, you know, on the bench for Chris Basham, which is what is. He's playing that Basham position in pre-season friendly. So I think it's going to be him and Basham, as I said, competing for that overlapping role. I don't know how much Jagielka will actually be able to last, which is the slight issue that I've got. So I suppose if he starts a match whilst Bash is injured or something, we will probably have to see him overlapping for the first half and the second half, taking a bit more of a reserved role, playing more defensively. So Jags, and then we've also signed two attacking midfielders. So the first one is Ravel Morrison. He's a kid who's got loads of, well, not a kid anymore, is he? He's a player who's got loads of potential. You know, at Manchester United, he was thought better of than Paul Pogba at the time. You know, this was probably about 8 years ago now. And he's been at numerous clubs. He's been in Mexico, he's been in Sweden, he's been at Lazio, he's been at QPR, Birmingham, and he's shown flashes, but he's never really been a player who you can rely on. And Chris Wilder would only ever bring in a player if he sees it, you know, as a project that he can complete. And I think that Ravel Morrison has found a club who could certainly turn his career around. It's just whether that he's, you know, in the mental position to do so, and if he's matured yet. The other signing that we made at attacking midfielder is Luke Freeman. He was the first player to break a club record transfer fee this season, around 5 to 6 million, I'm pretty sure it is, from QPR, and he's going to be a big player this season. I'm not sure if he's going to start ahead of Defy or Morrison come the first day of the season, or whether we'll start the both of them, because we sometimes play with two attacking midfielders, one striker, sometimes two strikers, one attacking midfielder, sometimes three flat midfielders. But either way, I think that Luke Freeman's going to have a big part to play this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing him. Two more players. We've signed Callum Robinson for around 7 million from Preston North End. He's a winger come striker, which I think is good, okay, because we're not just going to be able to win with the 5-2-1-2, 5-3-2 sort of formation that we use. We're all going to have to switch it around at times, you know, not necessarily starting matches, but, you know, if we've had a bad first half, you know, come give it 15 minutes if it's not working. 60th minute, change it to a 4-3-3. We can have him on the left, we can have Freeman on the right, and before you know it, we're playing different formation. And I think that's quite clever what Wilder's done. He's signed players who can play in numerous positions. You know, Freeman, he plays winger and cam. Same, and then Robinson can play striker or winger. It's clever, and it also offers an option for a plan B, which with Marvin Johnson last season, we didn't really have it. And the most recent signing that we've made, he was signed today of me recording the video, it's Lys Mousset. Okay, I think that's how you say his name. The first foreign player in a while to join Sheffield United. We've got 15 English players, 4 Irish players, a couple of Welsh and Scottish, but we've signed a French player, guys. We've gone outside of these islands, well, other than Ireland and Northern Ireland, and we've signed a player from abroad, which is excellent, okay? Let's just ignore the fact that he is French. Let's go on to the fact that he's going to be a good player for us, okay? 10 million around that. I think it's, you know, a few million, and then with add-ons it will go up to 10 million, depending on how he plays for us. So it's probably the most risky deal that we've made, Partly because of the fact that it's the new club record transfer again that broke it this summer for around 10 million. But also, people are already writing him off. I've been on Twitter. The amount of people who are saying, oh, he's not good enough. He's only scored 3 goals in 60-odd matches. It's incredible, okay? If you guys want it, I will do a video on it more in depth on why I think that he's going to be better than people are expecting. But when you look into the stats, he's only played about 21 lots of 90 minutes, if that makes sense. So, you know, adding up all of his minutes, it's about 21 matches. And it was the most used substitute in the Premier League last season, which shows how Eddie Howe thinks of him. And I think that people just need to calm down, trust in Chris Wilder, and understand the fact that Moussa, he needs support behind him, and he's got potential. So, yeah, we made 5 signings this summer. Let's get on to the depth. So on your screens right now, you should have the table, okay? All the players that are in solid, without brackets around them, are players which will play a lot of football this season and are definitely in the first team. Players in brackets are ones who probably won't play so much football, and if Chris Wilder could choose between having them and not having them in the first team squad, it would probably having them out on loan or just out of the club. So in net, we've got Simon Moore and nobody else, you know, realistically going to be playing, which is an issue, okay? Dean Henderson, the club want him, Manchester United want to let him go, and he wants to come here, Chris Wilder said. The rumours are that the agent isn't very good and he's just stalling the transfer. I don't know what reason it is, but, you know, I think Wilder's pretty much said if it's not done soon, we're going to have to move on to the plan B, and who can blame him, okay? I've saw in the news recently that Southampton, they have loan listed McCarthy and also Fraser Forster. I think either of them would be a decent signing. Not as good as Dean Henderson, I wouldn't say, but who is as good as Dean Henderson that we can realistically get? There aren't many players who are. So, you know, goalkeeper is a slight issue at the moment, but I can see Chris Wilder managing to sign 1 or 2 to come in. Right back, we look sorted to me. We've got Freeman and also we've got Baldock. Kieran Freeman, that is, sorry. And then Basham, he can cover there if desperation comes into play. But I can't see that happening. And even if it did, Bash is good anyway. So, you know, at right back, we're covered. Extra signings there would probably just lead to a bit discontent from some players. You know, I'm not sure Kieran Freeman would enjoy it if we signed another right back. At centre-backs, we've got 5 solid players who I expect to get a fair share of football this season. The main 3 is O'Connell, Egan and Basham. And then behind them, we've got Jagielka and also we've got Richard Stearman, okay? So I feel like for the right centre-back role, we're fine with Bash and Jagielka. Centre-back role, we're fine with Stearman, Egan and possibly Jagielka if he needs to. But on the left centre-back role is a slight issue, okay? We've got Jack O'Connell, but he's not really got much depth behind him. Last season we saw Ender Stevens having to play there, which meant that we had to play Kieran Darwell or Marvin Johnson at left wing back. Not very good. And then we also have Keane Bryan, but I can't see him playing too much football because last season in the Championship he didn't play much at all. And if we're just going to stop playing him this season, I don't see the point in him not playing last season. So cover for Jack O'Connell could be something that we need, or just playing, you know, Phil Jagielka on that left centre-back role if Jack O'Connell's out. Could be the other option, but that's one to look at definitely, and we need to be careful. Left wing back is another position which I think that we could do some covering. We've only got Ender Stevens as a recognised player in that position, and I can't see any other players in the squad really covering it. Last season we had Kieran Darwell doing it when he was on loan, so I guess Luke Freeman could be the option, but I think we need cover. We've been linked with Ben Osborne, which I think is a good little link because he can play at left wing back or centre mid / cam, so he's a versatile player. And I've noticed Chris Wilder has been getting them in, as I said earlier on in the video. So left wing back we need cover, and Ben Osborne, if we do get him, is a good signing if you ask me. So in centre mids, we've only got 3 players which I see realistically playing there this season in the club at the moment, in John Fleck and Norwood and Johnny Lundstrom. Fleck and Norwood will be the starters come the start of the season, or unless we sign anybody that is much better than the 2 of them. And Johnny Lundstrom has had a good pre-season so far, and if he can carry it into the league, that will be great. He seems ready, he seems to want to fight for his place, which is excellent. He is one of my favourite players at the club. Number 7, I ain't got his shirt this season because I'm going to get my own. But yeah, I really do like Lundstrom, and I don't want us to sign anybody to replace him and, you know, shutter him out. But if we do, that's part and parcel of football. We've also got Bash who could play there if needs be. You know, if we go to Manchester City away looking to hit him on the counter, I would not be surprised if we go there with a midfield of Basham, not Egan, Basham, Norwood and Fleck. But I think that we are probably okay in the midfield injury free, but if Fleck gets injured, I would be a bit worried at that point, or unless we play Luke Freeman there or something. But a bit of cover there could be useful. And as I was talking about just, Ben Osborne could provide the option. In attacking midfielder, I think that we're fine, okay? We've got Duffy, we've got Luke Freeman, and also we've got Ravel Morrison. We've got plenty of cover. We'll play one of them, if not two, and Didsey can also drop into there. So we've technically got 4 attacking midfielders that play in one position, that we have one of in the team. And I think that they are all versatile. Duffy can play on the right, Luke Freeman can play on the left. I'd assume that Ravel Morrison could interchange on both sides because he's a very creative, skillful player. So I think them 3 players are great, and we don't really need to sign any more attacking midfielders. The only issue I've got is the ones that actually start on the first day of the season, okay? Bournemouth away, I don't know who's going to fit that role better. You know, last season for away games we preferred to play Kieran Dowell ahead of Mark Duffy, so we're going to go Luke Freeman or Ravel Morrison. I'm not too sure at all, but it's interesting either way. And then up front, I feel like we've recruited really well, okay? We've obviously got Sharp and Didsey who were here last season, but we've also got Callum Robinson and Lys Mousset, and we've got 4 great strikers there who none of them are Premier League proven. That's not what we've gone for in this transfer window. Other than Jagielka, none of them are Premier League proven, and they've all got a part. They're all going to have a part to play, and they're all going to be hungry and fighting for that position in the side. Callum Robinson, as I was talking about earlier, players who can play in other positions. He can play on either side of the wing, and Mousset, I'm assuming that he can probably play on the wing as well. He's fast, he's tall, and he's a good player on the ball from what I've seen on the highlights. Didsey can play an attacking midfielder. Sharp's probably the only one out of the 4 strikers that we've got who can't really play in any other position but his own. People are saying, you know, can he play an attacking midfielder as he gets slower? No. He's a Arsenal striker, he's a poacher, and as he gets older, he's getting fitter, I've noticed. You know, last season he was much better than the season before in the Championship, and I feel like Billy Sharp could pop up with 10 goals this season if he carries on. So Chris Wilder, in a recent interview with, I think it was Alan Biggs, I'm pretty sure it was him, said that there's going to be 4 more signings to make. We've already made one of them with Lys Mousset, so we've got 3 more players to come in, which is interesting because, as I've said in this video, we could possibly do with, we need a goalkeeper, okay? We can't go into season with more and do it, that's not going to work. So yeah, we need a goalkeeper, we need possibly Jack O'Connell cover, or unless Keane Bryan's going to come in and do a job, and assumed definitely need left wing back cover, hence the Ben Osborne link, and I suppose centre mid cover, Ben Osborne. So yeah, I'm expecting Chris Wilder to work his magic and do a good job. We've also got 2 loans to make as well from domestic clubs, and then foreigners can come in as well, which is also interesting. So yeah, you guys put into the comments what you think that we'll do this season, and also players who you think that we should sign, and I will, you know, I'll reply to them comments, I always do. So thank you very much for watching the video. On Tuesday night, I'm going to go to the friendly away at Chesterfield, so expect a matchday vlog coming up on Wednesday with a bit of luck. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you for the next video on Wednesday with a bit of luck. So yeah.